So I just trimmed my beard. Sundays are the days when I trim my beard and style it, and for the rest of the week I don't do it. As you would see that over the week, my beard grows out, but I only get time to groom myself a little on Sundays, on weekends. So today's Sunday, so we did it, and now we are back to looking fresh and younger. Okay, see you later. Hey, good morning, everyone. And today we will talk about this concept from granted to gratitude. So, we all are taking a lot of things for granted, things that we already have, or we have the luxury, but we are not very thankful for it, or we don't acknowledge it because we already have it, so we don't recognize it. Okay, that is basically taking things for granted, that you feel that okay, this has always been there, this will also be there in future. That is, you're just taking it for granted, you're not valuing it, you're not taking care of it. That is taking things for granted, and it's a bad practice. Then comes gratitude. Gratitude is when you acknowledge what all things do you already have, and then you appreciate those things, value those things. That is when you go from taking things for granted to gratitude. Okay, so everyone has to make this journey possible. Everyone starts at taking things for granted and should end at gratitude, that what all is given to you, not everyone has it, and you should be thankful for it, grateful for it. And that is the journey from granted to gratitude. The 3 or 4 hours rule for getting creative work done. There aren't many hard and fast rules on time management that applies to everyone always, regardless of the situation or personality, which is why I tend to emphasize create general principles instead. But I think there might be one. You almost certainly can't consistently do the kind of work that demands serious mental focus for more than about 3 or 4 hours a day. As I've written before, it's positively spooky how frequently this 3 to 4 hour range crops up in accounts of the habits of famously creative Charles Darwin at work on the theory of evolution in a study at Downhouse toiled for two 90-minute periods and one hour period per day. The mathematical genius Henry Poincare worked for 2 hours in the morning and two in the afternoon. Thomas Jefferson, Charles Dickens, Virginia Woolf, Ingemar Bergman, and many more are all basically followed suit. As Alex Pang explains in his book Rest, where he also discusses research supporting the idea this isn't just a matter of cherry picking examples to prove a point. Before you jump down my throat, I realize, of course, that many such figures relied on wives and or servants to keep their lives on track. And in any case, they didn't live in an era like ours where those in high status jobs feel like they have to work as relentlessly as anyone. The moral here isn't that you ought to be in a position to rise from your desk once your 4 hours are up, then spend the rest of the day playing tennis and drinking cocktails. So if you can, I say go for it. The real lesson as one of them is that it pays to use whatever freedom you have. Over your schedule, not to maximize your time or optimize the day in some vague way, but specifically to ring fence 3 or 4 hours of undisturbed focus, ideally when energy levels are highest. Stop assuming that the way to make progress on your most important projects is to work for longer, and drop the perfectionistic notion that emails, meetings, digital distractions, and other interruptions ought ideally to be whittled away to practically nothing. Just focus on protecting 4 hours and don't worry if the rest of the day is characterized by usual scattered chaos. Pathological productivity. The other, arguably most important lesson isn't so much a time management tactic as an internal psychological move to give up demanding more of yourself than 3 or 4 hours of daily high quality mental work. That's an emphasis that gets missed, I think, in the current conversation about overwork and post pandemic burnout. Yes, it's true that we live in a system that demands too much of us, leaves no time for rest, and makes many feel as though their survival depends on working impossible hours. But it's also true that we're increasingly the kind of people who don't want to rest, who get angsty and anxious if we don't feel we are being productive. The usual result is that we push ourselves beyond the same limits of daily activity when doing less would have been more productive in the long run. How far you can check out of the culture of unproductive busy work depends on your situation, of course. But regardless of your situation, you can choose not to collaborate with it. You can abandon the delusion that if you just manage to squeeze in a bit more work, you'd finally reach the commanding status of feeling in control and on top of everything at last. The truly valuable skill here isn't the capacity to push yourself harder, but to stop and recuperate despite the discomfort of knowing that work remains unfinished, emails are not unanswered, and other people's demands unfulfilled. That's the spirit embodied by one monk at the Monastery of Christ in the desert in New Mexico, interviewed by the writer Jonathan Melistic for his forthcoming book, The End of Burnout, which I've been enjoying. The monk's daily work period lasts, can you guess, 3 hours, ending at 12:40 p.m. Majestic writes, I asked for Seman, a monk who spoke with a confidence cultivated through the years he spent as a defense attorney, what you do when the 12:40 bell rings, but you feel that your work isn't done. You get over it, he replied. Very, very important ending point, that you get over it. If you feel that you haven't done enough, you just get over it. Don't try to overwork yourself. That's not going to help. You don't try to push your time when you sleep. That's not going to work yourself in the long term. It's going to harm you. So it's okay. It's okay, and it's actually good. And it's a matter of fact that you can only do high quality, high focus work only for 3 to 4 hours a day. So protect those hours and do your best work over there. But for the rest of the day, allow yourself, allow some distractions and stuff. But it's okay. But these hours need to be protected. Once these are protected, you're good. Okay. Hey, so that was the vlog from my side today, and I'll see you tomorrow with another vlog. Bye bye.